We're live.
Hello, and welcome to the tentatively named Content and Podcasting Weekly with Marion and Paula. We are so glad that you're here. I don't even know what this was, but we are really glad you're here. Yesterday, if y'all did not watch, oh, look, we have a watcher. Thank you. Please say hello. You can chat. I
Hello.
believe we can see it. Yesterday, we talked about cover art and we revealed, both of us, what $100 each got us on Fiverr. We had a good time. There were there were
And by the way, we're
tears,
gonna post yeah, there were
there was
tears.
laughter.
We are gonna post all of our favorites because there were about 8 or 9 between the 2 of us, on our social media and get votes as to which logos and cover arts you like best. And
Yeah,
if you're a super fan, which I know there's a lot of you super fans, you saw that we used one of them in the thumbnail today. But it's just a test, it's just a placeholder.
right. We don't know yet. And I believe that we will put details, I believe, in our separate Instagram handles, which is at Mad Motion and at Jumpstart Your Joy. And then there will be a little bit of a contest with a prize because what is a contest without a prize, really?
There'll be a
So,
really good prize. We haven't
yeah,
revealed that
we're
yet.
working out what it is, but
And by the
we've
way,
got
it
ideas.
sounds like we don't know what we're doing. Okay, but we actually decided to bring you along on this whole process. So we've been talking about what the name should be and showing you a little bit of our process. We've been talking about what the cover art should be, showing you a little bit of the process. Today, we're going to talk about music for the show and show you a little of that process. And then we're also going to do an episode where we talk about show structure, formatting, all that stuff. It seems like we don't know what we're doing, but this is actually our secret plan.
It is. And after these 3 episodes, I mean, we might talk a little bit about how to start a podcast, but that's not really even the focus. So that's why we're kind of jumping through this, but we get a lot of questions about that as podcast producers.
Right.
So today we're going to apologize first in advance because some of this might be a little lo-fi. We could
Right.
not
Low tech.
again, total transparency. We are going to share music from our mobile devices. Look, that's a picture my son drew when he was
Very
tiny.
nice.
And it's a boobot, everyone, which is a robot that he mispronounces when he was a baby. But
This is actually a great little, I guess, reminder maybe that professionally we both do this. And we would never allow our clients to do things this way. We would resolve all these issues, we would plan all this out. But this is something that we're doing because we love this content and we want to share it with people. And the truth is, we have to juggle it and fit it in between the professional work we both do as content producers, content creators, content strategists, coaches, all the work we do with our clients. So this is
okay.
like our playground, an experimental playground for us.
Hence, you see what's on my screensaver for my phone. And can I just say we also like each other, so it's,
We
like,
do.
fun to get to hang out with someone that does what we do,
And snark
for each
about
of us.
content.
Yes, there's some snark.
Just a little
So
bit.
I think do you want us to just dive in? I think I
Let's
have
dive in.
5 pulled up,
I have
and
10.
let oh, boy. Put on your hats and I mean, take up I don't know, hold on to your hats and glasses. This
Hold
here's
on
the
to your hats.
wildest
Put on your hat.
ride in the wilderness. That'd be a
Yeah.
reference for Disneyland. Do you want me to just start?
I do. I wanna point out one technical thing because that's
Please
what we
do.
do, which is we're using StreamYard, and just now, as you and I talked over each other, and you said the thing about take off your hat and then hold on to your hat, and in my head, I was thinking, "Oh, that would be a great piece of a little edit clip," but I spoke over you. In StreamYard, we don't have separate tracks. So that's interesting to think about. I think I might be able to upgrade to a higher level, but that's a technical thing to research.
Yeah,
All
right.
right,
I
I'm gonna
didn't
hold on to
even
my hat.
okay, so this one, let's just get to it because
So
really
let's call this, I'm getting my paper ready. I
okay,
don't
she's
have any
getting her
paper left.
paper ready.
Um,
Because
let's
producers
call
take
this
good notes, folks.
let's call this Paula 1, and then we'll
Yeah,
do Marion 1 through 10. Okay, so
yeah.
Paula 1.
Okay, here comes the lo-fi version. Can you hear it?
It sounds a lot like a real song, right? What
It
is that
does,
song?
yeah.
So this is Paula 1. I think I figured out how to do this.
Okay. And since you've heard this, I will reveal that all thank you. Here, we can even play it in the background if it's not too loud. Um, I am using Audio Jungle, as you can hear on the word, like on the word marker, however you say that when it's sound. And that is actually where I prefer to look up music. And you can find a lot of things that are podcasting sets. So you could add, some of them have intros and outros, and it's kind of cool like that. You could also look up by kind of the mood that you want to convey. So this one, I think this is just a basic music kit, and it's this podcast intro kit. It's the literal name of this
Podcast intro kit. That song that we just heard.
Yeah.
So, and this is something to think about. On the one hand, podcast intro kit, that's really handy and convenient. But is every podcaster using the podcast intro kit, and will you stand out?
This is a very good question. And I know I may not have it here on my mobile device, but I know that Audio Jungle will also show you how many people have downloaded it. So that would be a good thing to look
Oh,
at. If
nice.
it's
Yeah,
thousands and thousands,
right.
maybe
Right.
this podcast intro kit ain't your thing.
Right. All right, I'm gonna do one.
I
So
get it.
mine, I pulled songs from 2 places. I went to Epidemic Sound, which I really like. It is less, production music. It's more like popular music, I would say. So they don't have as many cut downs and specific, like, stingers and things like that, but they do have what they call stems. So for a song, you'll have the full song, and then you will have a separate track with just the drums, just the melody, just the
Oh, cool.
lyrics. So for example, if you want to use something maybe without the drums under voiceover, you could do that. Or if there's lyrics you don't like, you can pull them out. So um, this has all of those options. All right, this is number 1. Oh, I gotta put the banner up.
I like
So,
it. I do.
yeah, I feel like it's kinda
Mellow.
modern,
There's a
mellow,
mood.
but
Yeah.
it's a little bit techy,
Mhm.
a little it feels current. It's still catchy, it's not too
Yeah.
gushy, right? And it would easily go under whatever narration we had. That
Yeah.
was my thinking.
I like that.
So should I do 2 because I have twice as many as you, or do you
Sure.
wanna
Go for
do
2.
Alright, so this next one, the name of this song, by the way, is Probiotic. Oh, this is not 1, this is 2.
It's a little more epic, isn't it?
It is more epic. I don't think I like it as much, but I could kind of see the entrance, right? If this were like a live show and you're like, this is
Right.
the build
Yes.
up, like Paula and Marion are coming and this is going to be amazing, right? It sort of has
Yeah.
that feel.
And I think you're right that the voiceover or the people using it would need to bring the energy. I'm not saying it doesn't
Yeah.
have energy, but
Yeah.
like you kind of have to balance it out. I really feel like there's some sort of probiotic and movement joke we could make here, but I'm just gonna leave
Oh,
it. I
yeah,
don't know
let's
what
not.
that is.
All right, let me
Yeah.
get your banner ready, Paula. 2. I'm ready.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. Of course, my phone has closed. Okay. Oh, I gotta turn this up. Come on, phone. Oh, well, this is fun. Sorry, everyone. Just 1 moment. Technical difficulties here. Okay, I don't want to take the survey. Okay.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
I feel a little bit like Don Johnson is going to come on.
You feel like what? John Travolta's about to show up?
Don Johnson?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like there's
Yeah.
there's some male energy in this for sure.
Well, also, what was the show with the not Hawaii, Miami
Miami
Vice?
Vice?
Does it feel Miami Vice to you?
It does.
Okay.
We've got a good car if we use this music.
We do have a good car?
I don't know. I'm just kind of making a joke. I also want to show because I think you can see this.
Yeah.
This is Audio Jungle, obviously, but what you can
Oh.
see is these. I cannot really figure this out. These shorter ones would be great for intros and outros, where this would be a longer cut, usually of the same music. And so when you're
Yeah.
like, why is it all batchy like that? Well, because they've kind of thought this through for you, and these are probably like a minute cut here,
Right.
and these are I don't know what this is like. It shows us, but that's
Which is
34 seconds that we just listened to.
worth factoring in because that's so much easier. Now, I happen to know that Adobe Audition has this crazy feature where you can actually change the length of the music. It does some AI stuff.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool too. That's
Yeah.
another solution. But this, like having the pre-measured stingers is pretty handy. All right, number 3 for me. Now, this is one that let's see, I'm going to change the banner to 3. So this one is one that has lyrics, and I would suggest we would take the lyrics out.
Okay.
So like that, right? It's coming. I should have cut the intro out just to get more to the point, but it's coming.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? This is just the bass. That's why.
Oh,
That's the bass without the lyrics. So here's the version with the lyrics.
very good.
Now it's going to come. Kind of Doctor Who meets techno.
It does feel like we're on an adventure and a search for something.
We love eyes from across the room.
So we would take the lyrics out.
But see, you have to listen for this stuff. And this is a great example of like why you may not really love the vocals or a
Right.
portion of it. And it's the same thing with audio jungles. Maybe if you listen through a little bit, you're like, this is good. And then it goes woo weird on you.
Oh, all the time you're like, "Oh, I love the intro, I love the rhythm," and then the melody kicks in and you're like, "Why is there a flute?"
Yeah. So keep listening and maybe, I
Yeah.
mean, even rudimentarily, is that a word? You can edit some of these
Yeah,
in a free software like Audacity
right.
and you can make edits. Like you don't have to use the
Right.
music as
And
is.
especially like the ones that have the stems where again, I could put together all the tracks minus the vocals. But
Yeah.
I kinda like that one just because it's really different
Mhm.
and fun. I mean, imagine our birds with that. Imagine the
They'd
bird
be
logo. Alright, so
they'd be
that
fun.
should I be doing 2 for your one?
Sure.
Should I do
Yeah.
another one? Okay.
You're on
So the
4.
next one I have, this is gonna be number 4. This one is from not from Epidemic Sound. This is from, Envato Elements,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
which is a subscription-based service, which is I've been really happy. It's totally worth it. It's a and none of these are sponsors. It's a subscription-based service, and you pay a monthly fee. It's very reasonable, and there's clip art, there's video clips, there's music. There's also graphic templates and what they call MOGRTs, which drop into Premiere and do pre-built graphics. So there's a ton of stuff in there, and you pay this monthly fee, and you can just grab whatever you need. So I pulled a couple of audio clips from that. This one we'll call it Marion 4. And should I tell you the name of it or should I let you guess?
Let me guess. Sci-fi banana.
Oh, that is such a better name than the actual name. Sci-fi banana should be the name. No, it's disco dance, which is pretty boring.
That works. Yeah.
So if anybody out there has an opinion so far, we've played 6 tracks. Put it in the comments. Let us know if you think Sci-Fi Banana is perfect for us or terrible or whatever.
I like it.
Um,
I think
all
it's
right,
good.
yeah, Sci-Fi Banana is good.
Are we ready
So
for I think is this my 3rd? Yeah.
yeah,
it is.
let me update your banner here
Ooh, banner time.
because we need to make sure we can track this stuff. This is the producer's
This could be
role
very
here.
confusing. Yes.
All right, Paula 3.
Okay. Let me reset my sound because I turned it down. Ooh, that's gonna be loud. Okay.
Audio Jungle.
I see prescription medication commercial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so that's interesting to me too. I think this one I looked up maybe newsroom or something because it does also
Yeah.
have kind of that like morning chit chatty news thing going on.
Yeah.
And it does also sound very similar. I mean, some of my clients most of my clients have been doctors. This does sound like
Right.
something I would present to them and be like, "Hey, this is a good one." So maybe just that info is enough to say like, "That's not ours." But
Yeah, it's very practical. I'm getting a vibe so far that your solutions, your suggestions are all way more practical, right? They have all the pre-cuts, they all have the
yeah.
stems, they're made to be intros, and mine are just like, "Oh, what about this cool song?" Right?
Right. Well, and either one works. I mean, and I think we should talk about then what do we do once we've got a few
Yeah,
choices maybe at
yeah,
the end. But yeah,
good
that's
idea.
number 3.
And how these will get used in the show, right? Because that's
We may
also
use more than one, honestly.
correct. And also how you think how you think about paying for them. Like both of these are like all of the cuts that I've pulled are from libraries I already have a subscription to. So I
Yeah.
pay like 12, I don't know, 15 or $20 a month for Epidemic, and I pay somewhere in the same range to have the Envato elements every month. But it means I don't have to say, okay, how much is this song? I can use the song
Yeah.
for my project. And all right, so I'm on number 5, right? Marion 5.
Mhm.
I actually can't read the name of this. But here it is, Marion 5. Let's get that banner up. Okay. Very clubby.
It is. There's a lot of
It
range
might be
in
a
that.
little too much for us. Like it feels a little cute. Like in terms
Yeah,
of an
cute and
intro.
clubby. I mean, and here
And
that's
as
a
a
great
show, it's
example.
like Entertainment Tonight or something.
Yeah. And I don't know that you play that and no and nothing wrong with it, but then we show up and you're like, "Oh, well that's interesting." Like,
That's not what I
so it's
expected.
another thing to
Well, we'd
consider,
have
like
to have a lot of lighting, right? We'd have to have colored lights,
strobes. Yeah.
sparkly, maybe sparkly. Well, maybe more makeup.
Yeah. Well,
Definitely more
maybe.
makeup.
Yeah.
Maybe
Some
blonde hair.
costumes.
Not to be stereotyping, but maybe blonde hair, maybe some plastic surgery. I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that
But
was
I
that
don't
an
think my
inappropriate thing to
backdrop
say?
works for that music either.
No, not nor does mine.
But I like it.
Yeah, I don't sometimes you gotta hear it again, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I do is I'll pull a bunch of things that I think sound interesting,
Mhm.
and then I'll listen to them again all the way through, but also then I'll start putting sometimes I don't know until I put it up against, like, the logo or the animation
Yeah.
or the shots that it's gonna go with or the voiceover, and even as experienced as I am as an editor, sometimes I just have to try it and mess with it.
Yeah. Well, and that's yeah, that's exactly what I do, and the good thing about Audio Jungle, and probably all of these, even though it has that word mark on it, you can download it as a sample, and
Right.
I have for sure done my top 3 and been like and it's super easy to do. I mean, sometimes you have to move the sound a little bit because it doesn't match up with where your intro starts. I mean, the vocal part of the intro. But you can very quickly determine,
Yeah.
does this match the voice of the person? You know?
The energy, the rhythm,
Yeah.
all that stuff. There's a lot of in kind of almost intangibles.
Mhm.
Alright, so Paula, number 4.
Oh, did you just go twice?
I did,
Oh, wow. I was so
I think.
enthralled that I
Thank you
don't know.
for being enthralled with my music choices.
Mhm. Let's see. Okay. Oh, this one. Let's 1 second.
Paula, number 4.
Um,
Audio Jungle.
Okay, tell me what you think about that because it brings certain things to mind for me.
it does, right? And then we get into the main melody. So this one is I'll tell you the title, and I think that'll probably explain what you're feeling
Feeling?
about it. It's the weather report and news. And it does have that. And I thought, well, if we're doing a weekly show and we're covering news, like what is more of the emotional side of maybe
Mhm.
a news track that we could play into? And it does sound like we're about to come out in front of a green screen and with a cup of coffee and wish
Yep,
you a good
morning
morning.
show for
Yeah,
sure.
it has that
And I
vibe.
think that's a question, and that's something you and I have to work through, or any podcaster or live show or content creator has to work through is, what's the sort of not just the practical stuff, but what's the kind of energy or tone or vibe that you want to give off? And I'm feeling like I want to be a little more edgy and alternative, even though we're like not
Yeah.
super edgy, like, we're pretty grounded in our general style.
Even in our name.
Uh, yeah.
Or one of ours.
Yes, right, in my
Yeah.
grounded content, right? But I mean, here I am in my LL Bean shirt, right?
Mhm.
But I feel like I am leaning towards kind of breaking stereotype with the music,
I
and I
like
think that
that.
part of what we talked about with our name is we wanna be funny, we wanna be ourselves, but we also wanna say, like, we actually are on the cutting edge. We actually are, on top of the current trends, on top of the technology,
Mhm.
on top of, you know, professionally in terms of what all this means. And so I feel like there's a place to kind of go counter to the 2 middle-aged ladies with the music.
Yeah, I agree completely. And it's probably someplace between maybe
Yeah.
like even the first one I showed and or played and then that techno sound
Right,
because
right,
we
exactly.
aren't tech. I don't think techno's it, but I think
No.
I love what you're saying. And I also think that it brings up that point of like even when I've had a sound editor from Skywalker, voice of General Grievous, not to pitch my own show, but, like, one of the beautiful things he said was, like, the music is oftentimes and the sound is it's telling you so much,
So
like,
much.
half of, I think, what we pick up in any kind of reference is the sound, and
Yeah.
so I don't want anyone to be, like, stopped dead in their tracks because 'cause they're like, "Well, I can't find the perfect intro." Well, no, like, let that go, but I think there is a tone and thing that we're setting, and that one that we just played, so nothing against it if you wrote it, but, like, it does sound like a couple
I
folks are
love
gonna
that you're
come.
thinking about the feelings of the person that wrote that
Oh,
song.
I'm an empath. But, like, they're gonna come out, they're gonna share some really kind of expected feel-good stories.
Yeah.
They're gonna set your day straight, and then you're gonna forget completely everything that you just heard and go about your commute. Just
Right,
guessing.
right. Which is why I didn't pull any acoustic music.
Mm.
I've done a
Yeah.
lifetime of Vermonti product commercials and
Yeah.
videos, right? Maple syrup and hikes in the woods and LL Bean and Vermont,
Mhm.
tourism, all that. Those are all, the acoustic, whatever. I don't that's not what we're doing, right?
No, no.
I I
Isn't
think
that
we
so
wanna
interesting?
play a little bit against the stereotype. That's my feeling anyway. All right, number 7. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I didn't do 6 yet. Okay.
So
Number 6, I may have messed up on the banners there, but this is going to be number 6. Wait, there is no number 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is 7. I am
okay.
doing. I don't know.
Perfect.
We might be off, but this is labeled number 7. So, this one, I will tell you the name after I start playing it.
I like it. It has kind of Matrix vibes to it that I appreciate because it's one of my favorite movies. So,
So it's called Sports Show.
okay. I actually didn't, that's interesting. I didn't get sports from that. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that like you expect the ESPN guys to come on and be like, "And today so I
Today
guess
in
the
the
question is,
wide world of golf.
would we
That
be
was the
well, it might not be for
worst.
golf. It might be more for like motorcycles or UFC or something. I don't think it's really golf music.
Oh my gosh.
I love that that was
Should
your
we
idea.
tell them that I worked on golf.com for a while? Like, what am
Maybe
I
that's
doing? Yeah.
I don't know.
Hilarious.
Golf is not the heavy metal action sport. I don't
Yeah, I know.
yeah, maybe. So, but yeah, would it feel funny then to see us after that? Would you be like, "Not what I expected." I don't know.
I think less so that one than
Yeah,
the harder
then the
hitting
tech
techno
yeah.
one. Yeah.
So that's, called Sports Show. Okay, this is gonna be number 8. I think that one was I don't know if you can tell. That one, I'm pretty sure, was an Envato one, right? It's more of, like, music library style,
Yeah.
as opposed to the other stuff, which was more of the, like, kinda cool music. So this one I don't know if that's the right word. This is also an Envato, and I don't even understand the name, but I'm gonna play it.
Oh, I wanted that to be faster. You know what I mean? Like, I like
Say that
it.
again?
I wanted the kind of the main beat to be faster. Like, I was ready
Yeah,
for it to
yeah.
go a little crazy on us.
Right, right, to kick in.
Yeah.
But that could work, you know?
Well, and it's a great example of the first thing, the first little bit of a melody, that could be a transition. Like, you could just use
Right,
10 seconds of that if you love it,
right. And
and
and to your point before, right, some of these are gonna be the open, and some might be the transition into, one of the segments that we go to in the middle
right? Yeah.
or the close. So that one was interesting. That one's called, like, Spore Titan or something. I don't understand the title.
I don't either. I think we're down to my last one.
Okay, I have 2 more.
Okay, good. We're
Oh,
tracking.
I don't know, I might have 3 more.
It's all right.
My numbering system is not great.
It's okay.
Yeah, I have 3 more. So should I do 1 more and then
Sure, do another one. Yeah.
okay. Um, number 9. Um, this is okay, so this is called TV news opening.
It's funny because it also, so I don't know if this is that
Oh,
this
I forgot
track
to
has
put the
that or
number up.
not.
That was 9.
Yeah, that was 9. Because it does sound like it's a little bit manufactured, meaning the read I'm getting on those horns is that's not a horn section.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, we are lo-fi here, but I think probably not.
Yeah, yeah. I liked
So
it.
did you
I think
really?
I kinda did. Well, I think it's the question for us becomes, like, do we want it to be do we want our sound to have that of any? Because 'cause we've had several of the
Yeah,
daily news kinda
right.
sound stuff. So,
I'm leaning away from it.
me too.
I'm leaning sort of in the same way that I'm leaning towards now this could be from a marketing perspective, terrible, but from a personal creativity point of view, I'm leaning towards birds on a microphone,
Mhm.
right? And I'm leaning towards like not a traditional show open song.
Yeah.
These might be terrible choices, but they make me feel better creatively.
Well, and I think that's important because you or whoever the creator is listening to this, you're gonna be the one hearing it, and intuitively, you're setting a tone. So,
Right. Right. And we're
if
not
we
doing this for
don't
a client, right? So we don't have to meet brand guidelines or brand standards. We get to do what we want.
yeah, yeah. Well, and that's a gift to
That is
us.
such a gift. Tremendous gift. It may not be a
Yeah,
gift to you, the listener, but
yeah.
it is a gift to us. We can do
And
whatever
I
we
think we're
want.
giving good stuff to think about. Do you wanna
Yeah,
hear my last one, which
I
I'm
sure
sure we're
do.
gonna be like,
Oh, wait. So this is going to be Paula number 5.
"This is my last." Yeah.
Okay. Ready.
Okay. It's music.
This music. This would go with the like the purple blobby text cover art. It's adequate.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
adequate.
It is adequate,
It's
and it would be
passable.
fine if you were like, "You know what? I'm doing my show in a weekend. I need something. This is something." And I don't think it's
This
bad. It's
is something.
something.
This is
So so the interesting thing is I went highest price to lowest price.
yeah. Okay.
And I think this kind of shows that,
Yeah.
and just for reference, this one's $12. So that's how
And how
Audio
much was the
Jungle,
highest price one?
it was 50.
Can you just play a clip of that again real quick?
Yeah, let me pull her back up.
So this would be Paula 1. I'm just gonna change the
Yeah, we're gonna
graphic
jump
here.
back over.
Okay. And this one sounds a lot like an actual popular song that I don't wanna name.
It sounds like what? A
It sounds
popular
like a
song?
popular song that I don't wanna name.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it kinda has, I don't know exactly what song, so don't say it because we don't want
Yeah.
people thinking it, but it does sound like a little bit like a Maroon 5, like, there's that kind of, like
Yeah.
that kind of jam on a guitar sound to it.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit more nuanced. I mean, you can see that I think this one does merit the $50 one merits
Yeah, right,
a little
right.
more money.
Yeah. All right, I have 2 more.
Mhm.
This one is called Party on the Block.
Oh, you know how I like parties on the
This,
block.
I'm pretty sure is from the Envato, not the Epidemic Library, because
Okay.
I feel like they would not call it Party on the Block, they'd call it, like, something super cool and vague like probiotic, right? Whereas Envato is like, "This is party on the block music," right? So more kind of like I see edgy midday talk show,
Yeah.
right? I could see the lady in her heels walking onto the stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because I think it's important to pay attention to some of those like visual because I think everybody gets them as they're thinking about music.
Right,
Like,
right,
what's the visual that you get when you listen? And is it
right,
kind of a match with who you are or what your show is meant to be?
right. Alright, I have my last one. This is also from the, library music, and I will not tell you the name yet. Wait a minute. I hope I did this right. Okay, here we go. This is number 11. Are you hearing the cowbell in there?
Oh, yeah. I like this one. I want it to resolve. I it sounds like another song, and I want it to resolve the way that that song resolves. Do you get
Right.
what I like, I want
I
it to
do.
play the next
This
note?
it's called This Is Disco,
Okay.
and I think for us, if we were to use that, it would be that touch of irony,
Mhm.
right? I
Yes.
think that would not be us fully embracing the song, but us kind of having a wink at the audience, like, th
You
using
know
the
when
disco
this is
song.
from, you know what
Yeah,
this is about,
yeah, right,
and we're fun. Yeah.
and we're fun.
And
Yeah,
we're fun. Yeah. I like it. That one didn't grab me
yeah,
as much. Definitely a couple of your earlier ones
yeah,
grabbed me a little bit more.
and most of those, honestly, were from the more expensive music-specific library, right? So the
Sure.
Envato ones or, like it's basically Audio Jungle is part of the Envato
It is, yeah.
library, and the Envato Elements is just you pay a flat fee to get access to most of those. So it's kind of that same more music library style that we're used to from the old days,
Yeah.
and then, I mean, I used to have a house full of CDs. I used to have, like,
Mhm.
150 CDs. Do you remember those days?
I do.
For audio edits for your videos, you would get a huge library of CDs, and then you would have to, like, fax the license form in to get approval
That's so
for
right.
the songs, and you would pay a lot of money for the songs based on where they were gonna air. You know, if it was a TV
Yes.
commercial, it could be $1,000 for the crappy library music.
Mhm.
So these ones on Epidemic are much more they're, I think, early career real songwriters that are trying to make songs they love,
Yeah.
and this is a way for them to make money on them rather than songs designed to be TV theme music, you know,
Yeah.
sort of generically acceptable.
Right. Yeah. Well, and I think I mean, I'm just thinking about the price point on those. Like, if you're
Yeah,
really a single creator and you know you just want a couple tracks, well, Audio Jungle is a great place to start because
great.
at
Yeah.
$12, you have something.
And there's a huge selection. If you're willing to spend some time
Yeah.
searching and playing a lot of different stuff, it's amazing how much time a music search takes.
Oh, it is. Yes, it is.
So I'm looking at the clock. We're
Yeah,
5
we're at
minutes
the
over.
34-minute mark.
So
Um,
anything we wanna say to wrap up?
well, I
When will
mean,
we be back
can
next?
I give a shout out to someone that I actually did have on my show? This is not
Yeah.
sponsored, but another place to look, this gentleman is a music writer. It's musicformakers.com,
Oh,
and he creates licensable music. He will actually commission music for you. And he's really nice. Like, he started in advertising and he decided this is what he loves. So that
I
there's
love
another
that.
place to
Yeah,
look.
having
And
custom music is huge.
yeah. And I would say the thing that maybe we should talk a little bit about how we use this stuff then.
Yeah.
Like, what I do is I generally, like you said, I listen, I wade through a ton. I usually can tell within a beat or two if it's, like a bar or two, if it's like, this is music I like
Well,
or it fits.
you can rule it out, and then you have to
Yes.
listen longer to choose it, right?
So then I do selects, which is probably what all of us call it in the industry, and I
Yeah.
keep listening till I narrow it down to 3,
Okay,
and then
here's an important question.
yeah.
Do you spell selects selectts, or do you do what us super cool editors that don't have time do and spell it SELX?
I would spell it out,
You
but
would. I don't have time for that.
I'm just a project manager. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there's a lot of shorthand that we all use. But yeah, then narrow it down to 3 and I drop a track over it with the person's voice that's gonna be using it, so then you can, because sometimes it doesn't resonate, and then I
Right.
would present it to the client. Although I would show them the selects
And this
before I
show
drop
that
anything
we're doing
over.
now is gonna be video as well as audio.
Mhm.
And so it's also really about, does it match with the imagery? Does it match with the pacing of the imagery?
Yeah,
Does it match with the tone of the show and whatever the voiceover content is?
right. Yeah, true.
And are there pieces that you can easily use as bridges? If I'm putting it against video content, um, a lot of the time you might wanna edit something visually that matches the beat, right? The birds are
Mhm.
hopping up and down or whatever it is, or, the truck drives through the frame. So, making sure that all that feels right.
Yeah. Good things to consider for sure.
Alright, so when are we back, and how can people find us?
Well, are we back tomorrow with the
I
final
think
of
so.
these 3? We don't
I
know.
think so. I have to check the calendar.
We'll talk later, but to find us, um, I'm Paula
Yeah.
Jenkins at paulajenkins.com, or my podcast is
Oh,
Jumpstart Your Joy at jumpstartyourjoy.com. And most of my social handles are Jumpstart Your Joy, or look
so
for
I have
Paula
the wrong
Jenkins.
thing on your
Oh, it's
banner.
alright.
Alright.
I am Bertrand certified. And how about you, Marion? Where do people find
I
you?
am Marian Abrams, and you can find me at Mad Motion everywhere. And so if you wanna follow up on this, we'd love to have comments below on the video itself, but also on Instagram and Twitter, I am at Mad Motion, and I'm pretty responsive there. So any of those places, if you have questions or if you wanna tell us which song you hated the most, that would be great.
Yes.